my perspective of our first date was I kept asking her to come over to watch a movie. What did we watch? We watched Return to Me, Minnie Driver and David Duchovny in it. But basically, just watched a movie.
Our first date was we went to Panera. I knew it was our first date because of Riley's fancy sneakers. They were super white, and I asked him about them. And I was like, "Oh, are those new shoes?" And he was like, "No, these are like 2 years old." And so then I knew this is special because he has these fancy special sneakers that he keeps clean on. And then we get up and order, and he paid for me, and so then I got awkward and was like, "Is this a date? I feel like this is a date because you're paying for me." And then he got awkward also in front of everyone in line and all the workers, and he was like, "No, this isn't a date," but it was totally a date.
Oh, okay. Well, that's her first date at my house, if that's what we're talking about. You know, it was kind of awkward because she asked if like it was all right if she put her head in my lap, like she put a pillow there, and I was like, sure, why not, you know. And then at some point, I vaguely remember it like just starting to, for some reason we were joking around, and I just kind of poked her in the ribs a couple times, like, oh, she's ticklish, tickle her a little bit, and then the rest is history.
The day I met Riley, I was at his high school with somebody he graduated with. She gave me a tour of the school, of their private Christian school, and we were just walking around and she was showing me the school, and we got to the basement, and there was a room, and I could hear like grunting coming out of it, and so I was like, "What's in there?" And she was like, "Oh, that's the weight room." And I was like, "Let's check it out." And Riley was in there with his best friend Brett doing P90X abs. And I just sat down without saying anything and started doing the abs with them. And that's how we met.
I think my feelings toward her was like she's kind of crazy, but I like it. Kind of out there, but I like it. So. I remember going over to her house one time. I was out in the driveway, and she goes, you know, I think I kissed her goodnight, and she said, do you want to see my cat?" And I was like, I mean, I like cats, but I didn't know. Like, she's like, "Oh yeah, he's really special, and he's a ragdoll mix, so he's like super attached to people. He's like always wants to be around people." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So she brings him out wrapped up in this towel, and he's just like a really cute cat. And now like he's like my cat. And I just remember looking at her and the cat, and wrapped in the towel, resembling somewhat of a child. And just I don't know, it's weird, but the way she like held him and like the way we were just interacting, I just it just seemed like there's like a potential for some sort of a family or relationship, like a really something a little more deeper. I know it's crazy with a cat, but
Well, Riley likes to write songs about my cat, so we don't have a song, but we have a lot of songs that we sing about the cat. But it's not like he makes up the song. He takes like an existing song, like Gangnam Style, or like a Lady Gaga song, and he sings it about the cat. And I mean, they're very catchy, so I sing them also. So I mean, we could have probably like 2 albums of cat songs, cat covers.
there's a lot of songs. Let's see. There's one I sing the tune of Oscar Mayer Wiener. My kitty has a first name, it's Quique. My kitty has a second name, it's Doring. And if you ask me why I love him, I will sit here as I hug him and tell you, well, that even though he's fat, or there's something like that, I love him, and that is that. Something to that effect. The way I realized to do the stone was we would spend a lot of time down here. She brought me down here. We go to church right at Mount Olivet over there, and I was like, well, what a better place to do it. I mean, I knew it would make her happy and her parents happy because they spend a lot of time down here. But I think it'd be cool because like, we could have that. Technically, I don't know how long it's going to be there, but it's a lasting thing that people can come see, and it just means a lot to her to have. I think that take place there. There was about a month I had to kind of divert her. We'd come down like in early May or early April, and it was like already installed, and I had to be like, oh, there it is, let's go over there. But then I was gonna try to wait till June or July, but it was already in for a month, and I just decided like I better do it now before she sees it. So
Riley proposed here at Lake Harriet, and we had friends come with, and we were gonna go rollerblading, nighttime rollerblading around the lake, and he just went down to the bandstand and was like hanging out down there. So I went down to get him, and I thought we were going to be late and we are gonna miss my friend, so I was trying to get him to go quicker so we could catch up.
yeah, she didn't really get it right away, so I got her good. But we were on rollerblades too, because that was like let's go rollerblading. And then honestly wasn't gonna try to get down on one knee in rollerblades. It was just too hard. I was like, I'm not taking them off. We're already here. This is it. It's just happening.
And he was like, no, stay. He was like, will you dance with me? And I was like, sure, on our rollerblades? And he was like, yep. So then he kind of like spun me and rolled me over the stones, and then one of the stones said, Kelly A, will you marry me?
Yeah, she didn't. She was like, because I had, fake proposed a few times, so I'm sure she was sidetracked, which is what I wanted.
And I thought he found that it was somebody else's. So I was like, is this real life? Is this real life? And he was like, this is real life. But kind of was smiling, so I thought it was a joke. And then I kind of like let go of him and rolled away from him, and I was like, is this real life?
It was cool, and I finally had to be like, is this real for you? Like, there it is, and she was just like, she just still didn't really, I don't think it really sunk in until, after we went out to eat, and she was like, oh, I'm actually engaged.
He was like shaking at that point, so then I realized it was, and I said yes. Fast forward to this spring, I put a stone in the same area as the one he put in the ground, and it says Riley D, yes, with the day that we're going to get married. And I was going to surprise him with that, but he also contacted the park and put in a stone that says something really great, way better than mine. It says like, they lived happily ever after, or she said yes and they lived happily ever after, 6/22/13. And so now there's going to be this whole collage of stones, but it's exciting.
What is like the whole process of marriage and to you, and like what are you most excited about and least excited about?
Marriage for me is, I feel like innately most human beings, if not all, we try to find a companion, or we like to be around other people. It's just how we are. And for everybody, I think for most people, it's being with a different person, just somebody to share life with. Like sitting around laughing at things by yourself isn't fun, and sitting around watching movies isn't always fun. Playing sports can't do that. Talking about life issues, or so having just another person, whether it be your best friend or a spouse, is just really key to having like a fulfilled life and having meaning. And so I think marriage is a huge thing when you find somebody, obviously, that you are attracted to physically. It's just a bonus that you guys fit together. And what was the second part of that question? Sorry.
It's like, and what's your least thing
What am I least excited about? Initially, it's going to be being away from her. I'm moving up to Duluth to finish my school, and although I'll be living with her dad and like with her sister, and I'll be back and forth, and she'll be back and forth, I won't be really. That will kind of suck right away, because we've been pretty much near each other all the time. Long run, I think just dealing with life's challenges. Like we're kids right now. We're not adults. I'm sure looking back on this, I'll probably laugh and be like, oh, you poor soul. Like, you don't even know what life's gotten for you. But raising a family, like instilling the different, morals that we have and talking about those. Like, there's things that we have differences on, but just that, as far as like kids, just instilling different things that we have, different viewpoints we have with them, and just raising them right into like to have their own opinion, just to project that upon them is going to be a tough thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll love doing it, but I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be challenging, especially like with all the the different social media and like everything that's going on now. Like, it's tough because you aren't only the ones raising the kids anymore. The media is raising the kids, so we want to have a family, but it's gonna be a ride, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. What is like the whole idea of marriage mean to you? Like the process going through it, and what are you most and least excited about?
The process of marriage, like preparing myself for marriage, has been super fun. I've been asking couples that have been in different stages of their marriage for advice, and that's like the best gift that they can give us. And then for me and Riley, I knew like a month into dating Riley that I was going to marry him. And I mean, we started talking about it at that point. It was like, we can't do that. We've only been dating for a month. Everyone's going to think we're crazy. And so, I mean, to now, from that point, which was almost 5 years ago, to now where it's a week away, it's crazy to think that we've been preparing technically this whole time. And just like talking about things with Riley and how we're going to be parents and how we're going to prioritize our careers and our lives together and what kind of goals we have, like those kinds of things have been my preparation for marriage. And to me, I think what I'm most excited about is, I mean, like, I feel like Riley's already my family. Like, I've already feel like me and him are a family, but to get up in front of like my family and my church and say that Riley is my family and Riley is who I choose, like, that's super important and meaningful. But
That you think you're probably going to be really excited about, like 20 years down the road?
To see my kids, have success. I mean, obviously every parent wants success for their child, but to really see my kid be happy, like success through happiness, like whatever they enjoy, that's my job to get them there. Like, I mean, my parents did a great job of like being like, yeah, we want you to go to school, but if you really want to do something, it's going to be hard work and you might fail at it right away, but you can do it. But being encouraging, in a disciplinary matter, but like, I'm really excited to see, how much I can make my child like flourish and just like be able to do that, do the same things I've been doing. Give them the opportunities of things that maybe I didn't even have, even though I had a lot of opportunities. I'm really excited to just build a family. Really, I mean, yeah, make money, or yeah, go on vacations, or go do things that maybe I couldn't have right now because I don't have the money, because I don't have a real job. Like, I'm not a real boy yet. But to have a family and to raise, I feel like that's I'm called upon there to do that, to educate not only just others, but the children that you're gonna have. So just to see them raised right. I'm really excited to have that.
What did you picture love to mean to you?
like a romantic comedy, probably. And like seeing how my parents were together, like, like you see your parents, you imagine that for yourself, if it's good, I guess. And my parents have a good marriage and they're very loving towards each other, so I think I always wanted that. And then, I mean, of course you want the guy in the romantic comedy who sings you songs and carries you like a princess. Riley totally does that. I think he, like, on one of our second times hanging out, we were looking for, like, a board game, and I had had a long day of work, and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Riley picked me up and carried me into Target like a princess, and I was like, this is like a romantic comedy.
And how do you think your idea of love has changed?
I think it just changes when you are like, I'm gonna marry someone versus I'm gonna date someone. That's totally different. And like, once I realized a month into dating Riley that I was gonna marry him, I was like, holy smokes, this is crazy. This is super intense. And so it just changes because you start imagining, like, this person's gonna be the father to my kids, and this is the person I'm gonna retire with and go on European vacations with.
Saturday is really close.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird yet, or like?
I don't think it'll feel weird until like we're actually doing the ceremony. It's like I'm still just like doing this or getting this ready, or I don't know. It's kind of like when you're getting ready for a trip. It's like, oh, you got to pack, you got to make sure this is ready. But then when you're like, you get to your destination or on the plane, you're like, oh man, I'm on vacation. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it feels weird.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this since we've started dating,
Yeah, that's true.
and now it's here. I'm just trying not to
Tomato,
focus
tomato.
on the
Whatever.
little details and just focus on the fact that I get to be Riley's wife.
You're not my property.
Riley gets to be my husband.
I'm your property.
You're each other's property.
Take care of me. I'm fragile.
Yep.
Do you have like a plan of like? Well, you said you were going to Duluth.
Yeah.
Like when is that happening?
August.
In August.
Yep. So
And how long?
I will be up there for 2 years of school.
Oh, okay.
Probably like a year and a half total. My internship will probably be down here, but no summers, no Christmases. I'll be down here, so. And I'm sure she'll come up.
I'll come visit.
So the whole like living situation thing is just like out of your mind.
It's a
That's
joke.
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
these gifts for like a vacuum. I'm like, sweet, for the place I don't have. Or, you know, but I mean, it's good. We need it.
It'll be
and
like
we will
a
need
second
it, but it's just hard to kind of think about that.
wedding when we finally get our own place and we get to
Yeah.
like use the vacuum and the pots and pans. We'll be like, yay, new things.
Yeah.
Our own things.
Do you know where's the honeymoon?
We just found out we were gifted a cruise from my grandma Jerry Lou, and we leave
Thanks, Grandma.
we leave like the 28th.
Oh.
So we leave 28th
So
to
we'll
like
be gone
the
for the
8th.
4th of July. So we work a week and then we leave again.
And it's like in the Bahamas, and it's the largest cruise ship ever made. She went all out. She was like, yeah, it's the biggest one.
With the
best.
most
It's got-
things to do.
Replica of Central Park in the middle of it.
It's
like-
crazy.
Sweet. There's like a outdoor Cirque du Soleil in water.
She got us dinner or breakfast with Shrek.
With Shrek?
With Shrek.
There's like a kids breakfast thing that you can get, and she thought it'd be great to get us tickets to have breakfast with the Pixar characters.
Wait, so he's gonna be on the cruise?
Shrek,
Shrek.
Fiona, Madagascar,
Some of the
the
Despicable Me.
Minions. We're having breakfast with them. It's part of the cruise. We're really
And
excited about
50
it,
children.
actually. We'll probably be the only adults, but it'll be awesome.
It's fun. Fun time.
Weird. It's sweet.
Trying to think of what else to ask. Oh, he sang some of the cat song, the Oscar Mayer Wiener one.
Yay!
So we got a great take of that. It's,
Told him it's gonna be going in a store near you. Best Buy is in
He
contract.
wants adoption papers brought to the wedding so that we can sign like the marriage
Yeah, I
certificate.
want them. I said that'd be funny.
So we're gonna sign the marriage certificate, and then the cat will
I
get
said it'd be
adopted
funny. I don't
by-
think it's a real thing we should be doing.
I think it's a real thing we should be doing. You brought it up. I want to do it now.
People already think I'm strange enough. I don't think they need to be like, you're actually
You love the cat.
it's a good cat.
wait, you spelled the name out. What is the name?
I guess his real name is Enrique, after
Oh.
Enrique Iglesias, but the nickname for Enrique in Spanish is Quique, which is Q-U-I-Q-U-E.
Okay. I was like trying to put that together in my head when I
You just.
heard you say that.
Yeah. You're like, oh, accordion masters over there.
Now we got
Fun.
That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet that the guy can play it on accordion.
Oh, he's playing on the accordion?
Oh, he is playing it on the accordion.
Yeah, he is.
It's pretty fast.
Who knows how to play the accordion anymore?
Polka people.
My stepmom's niece is like going to be getting married to this guy who like tours around the U.S. playing the accordion.
Yeah, I
and,
suppose
like,
if you're good
teaching
at that,
people, and,
you're
like,
probably
he makes a
making
living
bank.
Just playing the accordion.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
I'm
there's
sure
probably
there's
not
people
that
that play
many
the
people
kazoo that are
anymore.
like, I'm awesome with the kazoo.
That'd be sweet to be like a kazoo master.
Yeah,
A nose flute master.
nose flute. Her maid of honor, not her sister, the other one. Oh, the maid of honor, her boyfriend, his like uncle, invented the nose flute. It's like a kazoo that you like stick in your nose, and you blow with your nose. I guess it's a popular thing some places. Yeah. So
He's also your groomsman.
he's also my groomsman. Trip is also my groomsman. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. That's
Sweet. It's a wrap, people.